My name is Peter. I'm the gardener here on the finca and I want to show you around in my garden area. This plant will clean the water. Another filter system we have here, another biofilter system. This will be working like an hydroponic. It's a companion plant for many other plants. And once this plant covers the soil, also other things can grow from underneath. Little papaya trees growing. This is the new generation of dandelion. This is parsley for the kitchen. Is the fennel. Here we have a basil, rosemary, oregano. We don't want to have any waste here. Each single drop, if we can use it once again, we will use it once again, including the toilet water. Hello, my name is Peter. I'm the gardener here on the finca and I want to show you around in my garden area. I arrived here in the beginning of January. The first thing I had to do is to build up the structures here and organize the work. Actually, the first thing I had to do is producing soil. We only had sand and stones and a lot of compost from the horses. I have to do everything which is connected with plants, and you can do a lot of things with plants. So we are producing food for the animals. I'm growing some different kinds of grasses because different animals prefer different kinds of grasses. Some like it more crispy, some like it more soft. For the birds, they really love millet. We are also producing some vegetables and herbs for the kitchen. There is some leek at the moment. We have a lot of salads. Amongst the vegetables, we also have the Swiss chards here, chili peppers, dandelions, herbs for medicinal aspects, like here this chamomile, which is already harvested, so we can treat the animals with natural medicine. And then also there is the water filter system, which has to be run with the help of plants, with the help of the papyrus. Outside the area also has to be planted with something beautiful. So I'm also growing a lot of just decorative stuff. So a lot of things to do, a lot of different things. This is my laboratory, my experimental field. To make as many mistakes as possible, to learn as much as possible, and to make all the experiments I need to do. It is actually a matter for the small animals. All the plants which I'm going to plant here will be, of course, edible. So the people from the small animal team can just come harvest whatever they like. And even if they do not know exactly what kind of plants they have, they won't get a poisonous one. The idea was to get more food for the animals without using more water. So we are using here all the grey water. That means that's the water from the showers, from the kitchen, but no toilet water. And we collect it, it will flow down here, and you see it is distributed between several plots. One of the key plants here is the papyrus. This plant will clean the water, so a lot of the phosphates, nitrates and all that stuff we don't want to have in it will be taken out by the plant. This here is a very good stuff just for cover the ground, to protect the soil, because it is growing horizontally. We call this runners. These runners cover the ground very fast, and wherever it touches the ground, it starts to grow root and then also growing upright like normal grass. And maybe in a week or two, it will look like this. There was not a single drop of water ever given except what is coming as a grey water here from the showers and from the kitchen. The soil itself is sucking up the water. That means that even here directly under me there will be wet soil, water. Here of course at the surface it looks very, very dry because of all the evaporation from the sun. But when you dig a little bit, you see this dark color here. This indicates that here already the soil is wet. Later, when the meadow is ready, it will shade itself. But until then, it needs some support. Once this area is really covered with green, it doesn't need any maintenance anymore. We just have to take care that nothing is coming from outside, poisonous plants, and start growing here. But actually it will water itself, it will grow itself, and it will also spread by itself. For example here, this is a sow thistle, and the seeds are flowing everywhere, and as soon as it touches humid soil, it starts growing, and the tortoises love it. We are also using papyrus for another filter system we have here, another biofilter system. This will be working like an hydroponic. Up there where the tortoises and the turtles are, there is also this big basin. I just have to pre-produce enough of this papyrus that when we are really doing the great filter, I must have many of them to green it as soon as possible. We don't want to have any waste here. Each single drop, if we can use it once again, we will use it once again, including the toilet water. So here we are. You can see here, these are little papaya trees growing. This is paprika. This is the new generation of dandelion. This is parsley for the kitchen. Is the fennel. Here we have a basil, rosemary, oregano, and that's the basilisi. That's just to be beautiful. I should start with the basics, you know. Water is life. Here in the deserts, a lot of plants are growing actually, and we think there is no water, but there is. Took me a while to find out where all this water comes from. Actually, it is here. You cannot see it. It is in the air. And every morning the wind brings a lot of humidity from the ocean, and here then it condensates. We have a lot of morning dew, and 10 minutes later it's gone again, because as soon as the sun rises, it's getting so hot and the radiation is so strong, it evaporates. So I tried to figure out how can I catch that water out of the air. And one way of doing it is shading. So here the greenhouses are for keeping them shaded. Shade net here takes about 50% of the sunlight. Everything grows easily here, and also it's easy to water because we have the irrigation system. Shading the ground, protecting the soil from becoming hot, so there is more condensation in the morning, less evaporation. The temperatures are lower and the water is kept in the soil until the plants can take it up with the roots, and later it evaporates through the leaves. So here you see 3 different ground coverers simultaneously. It's a companion plant for many other plants. And once this plant covers the soil, also other things can grow from underneath. So here on this field I've been growing tomatoes in the open sun. You see, like this tree, for example, the soil with the roots will always be cool. Around you don't see them. They are only growing where the soil is already covered. It's a very windy island here, and the wind takes more water than the sun on a day like this. And so we need some wind protection for the plants and for the soil, that we are not losing too much water through the evaporation. We are using fast-growing trees to build up this windbreaker, and we need trees which are growing very fast. Tobacco tree is one of my favorite candidates for that. I'm already growing 25 or so of them. So as soon as it starts raining in November probably, we can plant them outside, and within a few months they will be 1 meter high. One of our future projects is to build up a nature trail, so visitors can really see the most typical plants here of the desert, and all those endemites which do not grow anywhere else in the world, only on the Canaries, some even only on Tenerife. This nature trail will be enriched with endemites along the path, so with a short walk you can see all these really precious plants which are growing here on the island.